Welcome back to this video. You took a quick detour in your assignment and went and did some math that had absolutely nothing to do with computer programming. So you went to your diagram and you thought through kind of the setup, the geometry of this. You decided on an equation for this angle right here. You decided on an equation for this side length here, the hypotenuse of that weird triangle. Once you have got your thoughts put together, you've got your equations ready to go, we're going to come back and we're going to turn those equations and those thoughts into computer code. So the very first thing you need to do is get your bearings when you come back to this program. First of all, you have this business right here when the green flag is clicked. If you scroll down below that, you will see your Resize Square area here. And you'll notice there's a big hole right there. But where it says Resize Square, there's a hole before it does some things. So what you are looking to do here is you want to click on your orange tab over here for variables. And your best friend for this part of the program is this block called set. So make sure you grab the correct block here. And we are going to set up a few of these variables with some math. I would say the very first thing we can do here is work on the short leg of that triangle. And according to our diagram, before we did any math, we said really we want that short leg to be 1/4 of the side length. That's our mission. Now, what I do not want you to do here, this is kind of strange and it takes some getting used to, I don't want you to type in a number because that number is always the same. What we want to do is we want to trick the computer into doing the math for us. So I don't want you to get out your calculator out and find a number. I want you to trick the computer into doing math. And to do this, what we're looking for is over here in your green tab for operators. We're going to grab the times right there. And sometimes this is the hardest part of the whole business, is trying to get that to go right into that block right there. Sometimes if you don't get him on there correctly, he won't go into that block. So what I always do is I grab this guy and I hover the left corner of it, just that left side over that spot, and let him go and he'll snap into there. Now what you want is the short leg should be equal to 1/4, and 0.25 is the easiest way to type 1/4, 1/4 of the side length. Now the side length we spoke about earlier is set up to be 300, but I do not want you to type 300 in that spot, because 300 is always 300 and never changes. Like 300 will be 300 for the entire length of your program. That's not what we want. What we want is we want 1/4 of whatever the side length is right now, and that's going to be changing. So to do that, we're going to go back to our little orange area over here. And here we see all the variables, all the kind of numbers that our program is keeping track of for us. And what we want is the side length. Make sure you grab the right one. And again, be careful with placing them into that block. Now, this may sound really strange to you because I just told you I don't want you to put 300 there, even though your side length is 300 at this moment. But I need you to understand that the difference here is this says take 1/4 of whatever the side length is at this exact moment, which may be 300 or it may change in the future. That's very important. Once we've got that, then you're going to need 3 more set blocks. Now, once you have those 4 blocks right there, then we can pick this up and connect it. So we've got all this together underneath your Resize Square. At this moment, you have math going on right here. These right here, you can leave blank for the time being. In the next video, I'm going to give you a few more tips about doing math in your code, and then you can fill in the blanks in those squares.